So this is primo for catching bass on spoons. As you can tell, what I like to do is basically drive often on the ledge, watching the ledge. So I go up onto flats, find some flats, typically off a point, something like that. So they're the ones you're fishing slow, you're fishing for the flutter. These are my fast style, what I'm talking about. But yeah, so the first reason, open bow, the lure looks way better, sinks faster and more erratic. The second reason is again, hey guys, I've done a fair few videos on like barra basics, I guess. I've done some basic ones on cod, and I haven't really done any basics one for bass for a long time. So I'm out on Barumba Dam. The weather is literally amazing, and the fish are chewing. Now that I've worked them out, they're easy to catch, so I'm catching on spoons. So basically this would be a bit of a tutorial on fishing spoons, what you're looking for in the sounder, and how to target those fish. And they will change, they will shut down. As the day goes on, they'll shut down at pressure from you. They may not even start active until the sun comes up like now, and then they'll just switch on and be crazy. So moonrise was probably an hour and a half ago, and I think that's definitely triggered these fish, as well as it's a warming day in winter. I just took my jumper off. Now I'm in a sun shirt and literally sweating, I guess. So they're all jacked up, they're all active, and this is the best time to target them on metals. So a couple of different techniques. One is to fish, I guess, slowly through the school. So at the moment they're all stacked up, which makes them very easy to target because I don't have to concentrate on what depth they're at. I don't have to run a lure that hugs the bottom because they're not on the bottom. So you run a slower action spoon, a wider spoon, a lighter weight. So you're looking at your 20s, 30s, probably not so much 40s, 20s and 30s. And you're going to let it sink all the way to the bottom on slack line, not closed bail, slack line. So the idea of slack line is now my line runs along the surface and runs down to the spoon. So when I start retrieving that spoon, it basically lifts straight away. So I'm doing a slow retrieve, and it's making that spoon lift because of the drag from my line being on the water because I free spooled it. That brings the lure back up through all those fish. Then when I think I'm above them, I'm at like 15 or 20 feet, simply open the bail and fall back through them. So two reasons for opening the bail. Firstly, way better action on your spoon. Way more hookups on an open bail than a closed bail. I don't think I've had very many in a closed bail. I will get them when I pause to open the bail, which doesn't really count because they were tracking it. But yeah, so the first reason, open bail, the lure looks way better, sinks faster and more erratic. The second reason is, again, my line isn't cutting through the water anymore. It's following the path of least resistance down to that lure. So again, your line ends up being fairly vertical. Then when you start the retrieve again, that lure lifts. So let's have a bit of a crack, and then we'll get to the second technique. So the reel on the slow lures, that's 2500 Akuma ITX. It's about 16-pound braid. With the high speed, same reel now, ITX, but this is a 3000 and a high gear. So a high geared 3000 Akuma ITX. So I run 12-pound leader typically for the bass on the spoons, and I run a couple of different types of twin dancers. So they're all the rigged or ringed twin dancers. They're the light ones, the skinnier ones there, and then they're what they call the heavies. Now spoons, I have thousands of spoons, literally. So basically what I'm talking about, this is a slow shape, slow style spoon, thin, flat, round sort of profile. Get some more in there, a bit lighter. So they're the ones you're fishing slow, you're fishing for the flutter. These are my fast style, what I'm talking about, fast style spoons. I have them in every colour under the sun. Purples, silvers, reds, blues, yellows, whatever. There's more there. These are heavier ones, these are in the 40s. So they're designed maybe not designed for what I use them for, but they're the shape for going fast. So they won't lift in the column as well, and you can burn them, they won't blow out. But as you can tell, lots of different colours. Purple are my favourites. RA60, which I think is on my rod, it's one of my favourites. That's one of the wide ones for fishing slow, and that's a fast one. And then you have all sorts of little ones and big ones and stuff for messing around. Even slower ones in here. These are called an F-lead and a jackal spoon. They will have their day and work really well, but not all the time. So this is primo for catching bass on spoons. As you can tell, that's ridiculous. So many bass sitting under all that bait. What I like to do is basically drive often on the ledge, watching the ledge. So I go up on the flats, find some flats, typically off a point, something like that, and then go off and on of the drop off of that flats. So if it's a 30-foot flat, even mark up to 20, I'll probably go all the way up to 20, creep off it down to sort of, in this lake being pretty clear, probably down to 50 feet, and then turn around, zigzag back on. So if I find a couple of fish sitting on that ledge, if they're bunched up, depending how impatient I am, I will go up the ledge from them. I like to fish from the deep back to the shallow, so I'll sit on the shallow side of those fish. Basically cast at them straight away, but if I've caught a few fish like today, I'll just keep zigzagging around that ledge and waypoint what I find and try and find the majority stack of fish. I also don't like when they're all sitting flat in the bottom. If they're sitting flat in the bottom or sitting flat suspended, they're basically shut down and could be very difficult to catch. You may get them to arc up, but it's so much better when you drive over a ledge and they're stacked top to bottom. It's just game on. Lure doesn't get to the bottom. These are good fish. They're already pre-stacked, not by me coming under the boat. They are already there. They don't look very big, but they are prime candidates for a spoon bite. So there is heaps of them and they're still coming. This will be game on for sure. So what I'm doing, I know that they're fairly high in the column. They're like all the way up to 15 feet according to the active target. So when this hits the bottom, if it's going to hit, it's not. Oh yeah, there it is. So let it hit the bottom, then I'm burning it to lift it up in the column, then I open the bail and let it fall back through them. Didn't fall. I guess it did. Gone. So point and case done. But yes, they're so active, so you want to come up through them fast and back down through them fast. Free spool is vital. Closed bail drop won't have the same action on the lure as free fall does. And then because they're so stacked, you don't know which ones are active. Maybe all of them in this case, although they seem to take it at the top, so ones near the surface are more active. But if you're casting a long way, you can hold the line tight to get the line to cut the water. I'm not casting that far, so I'm not that concerned about it. Spoon hits the bottom, close the bail. Fairly quick. Look at the pace that I'm sending that thing. Then open the bail, because as fast as it is going, that's how fast you want it to stop, and one took it on the drop. you want them to have to chase this thing all the time. You don't want them to get, there we go. You want them running after that thing, full swimming after that thing, flat out. You don't want them to get a look at it. So you're basically burning it. And I just dropped him, and I got another one. No. Dropped him, and got another one. Ah! Dropped him. Have I got another one? No. Dropped him. So you're basically burning it past them, and then when they go to chase it, there we go. Oh, I might have upgraded. Shark. Oh, that's madness. That was, I don't know, 3 or 4 fish in one cast. The idea is fast up through them, gets them all like, they got to run around each other to chase this thing, which also creates a lot more commotion. Instead of just one like tracking it slowly, and there's no, I guess, competitiveness going on between them because they can all just cruise along. So you fly up through the column, up through the stack of fish. Ooh, might be an alright one. He's got some thumping. And then if you get a couple interested, he's got to bust past everyone to get it or to follow it. And then that gets everyone jacked up, as you can tell. Yep. Oh, I missed it. Yep, there he is. Oh, strong one. Not giant, but still strong. So if you miss one like that, which I did on the wind, open the bail straight away, because they think, well, this is my mindset on the whole thing, but I reckon they think that they've smacked it, and either that same fish or another fish will attack it on the fall. Whereas if you keep winding, quite often find I don't catch them. But if I open the bail after I miss a smack like that, nearly always catch it, or catch his mate, one of the two. Just a nice one. Well, I've definitely exhausted that school. They are not interested in slow or fast or anything. So with this wind picking up, I smell a bushfire actually. I just had a bit of stuff blow onto me. Not that that's why I'm leaving. I'm leaving because it's getting late and the school has disappeared. So I'll have a little bit of a zap around. If I can find them again, I will obviously catch some more. If I can't find them again, I'm out of here. Thanks as always for tuning in. If you have any other questions about fishing spoonful bass or fishing barumba, just write them in the comments and I'll answer them all when I get a chance. And if you have any other videos that you need to know information about for bass fishing, then yell out, put them in the comments as well. I'll see if I can't get a few more bass basics videos out to you guys. So thanks for tuning in.